All right, Kenman here, and today, if your Kizer collection hasn't been growing rapidly, you are missing out on some great deals. Geez, like there's any left. You already bought them all. Yeah, I'm working on it. But a super sale on a quality knife, you can't go wrong. Before we start, I am not sponsored by anyone. I purchase everything at retail price, and I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. Kizer, bag on the floor. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. Like I was saying, I'm not sponsored, but I did recently get an affiliation with several companies, one of them being Kizer. They probably saw that I purchased 20 or so recently and said, hey, man, this guy is serious. But anyway, I have a link down in the description. If you use that link, I'll get a little kickback on the channel, and then I will use that money to buy more Kizers or more other knives or whatever. All right, open the box. Yet another great Kizer sale. I will try to post links for the sales as they happen. They've been doing them at least once a week, but they're really good. 50-60% off sales. They're cool. But a couple stickers as always, which is cool. Normal insert. You got your cloth. Everybody needs an extra cloth. They're really nice card with their cool imagery and their warranty information and such. And we have the knife. Ooh, I like the micarta's got a little different quality to it. Anybody know which one this one is? I've been getting Kizer's mini bag on the floor. All right, yeah, this one. We'll look at other ones in a second. I've been getting a lot of the Kizer texture that's like this. And you can see this has more of a kind of a snake skin, kind of a burlap, kind of a, here's another one. See how they're a little different. This has got a texture. I dig it. That is interesting. This is the Kizer Aggressor. Kizer Aggressor with the slightly different micarta pattern. I am a fan. What do we got? We got to open it up there. Ooh, that was fun. It's got your classic 154 cm blade steel, a nice clean looking blade, smaller profile blade there. Oh, these little grooves in there. And then your micarta handle. I have a lot of Kizers with the 154 cm and the micarta handle. It is a great combo. Kizer does it good. Ooh, a little quiet open. But that different texture on there is interesting. I like that, but we could use that for the die project. Seen any of those? Ooh, right there. What color should we do if we do that? What do we think? Interest. It is a liner lock, so you can see those liners right there. Boom. Drop shut pretty good. It is a front flipper only, so that is your only method of opening, but it does flick out pretty nice. That feels good. Get that out of the corner. Clip cannot be swapped to the other side, so the lefties are stuck with it here. That is an interesting clip as well. It's not, got a hair here. Sorry. It's not, what's the word? Symmetrical. So like if there were holes on this side for another clip, this clip wouldn't work. It would have to be a mirror image of this. So that's kind of an interesting. I don't know if I like the shape of this clip as much as their standard kind of the clip that they have that's like this. That's kind of more universal or what's the word? I don't like that extra long bump at the end there so much. But yeah, we don't need to talk about clips right now. Okay. That front flipper, snappy. That is snappy. So, let's see, lockup. That is solid. And the centering. is centered nicely. Oops, kind of missed. We've got some jimps, little small. There's a bunch of jimps, but they're tiny. Kind of a short stack. I think it could go out a little bit further. I like a nice jimp. Let's check out that detent. Okay, right at the end. Ooh, I can't even. Huh, that's interesting. I can't even get to. There we go. It's a solid little detent right there. There's nowhere to get to it to flick it out, so you're basically 100% stuck with that front flipper action. But if you get your thumb on there on the right spot, it works. It's not the easiest. They've definitely made some we can look at in a second that are easier front flippers. You enjoying these unboxings? Hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. It helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Let's see the drop. Yeah. Kizer action is one of the reasons I keep coming back. Is it's just got a nice, this one, if I give it a quick swing, boom, it shuts. You just give it a few little shakes, it kind of whips around and closes. It's got a nice profile on this knife. Let's get some close-ups here. I like this groove notch that drops down into where the pivot is, and then there's a little bit of a groove, that kind of finger groove right there. Other than that, it's kind of just got a little bit of a contour on the rest of it. Interesting shape, though. Anybody have one of these? Think about this. This one was a budget one. It was like 30. Well, they're all on when they're on sale, I guess. So I don't know what the regular price was. I think the sale was 60%, something like that. But it's got an interesting, there's a little lanyard right there. So that is a micarta back spacer or whatever. So it kind of matches. So if we were to do a dye project, we could dye that. Although it looks pretty dark, and you can only go darker when we dye. So it makes it a little bit harder to notice, like you wouldn't be able to do a bright, a bright yellow per se. Although a yellow would kind of bring this out to kind of a green, kind of a lighter lime green. Just got to imagine any color that you use is going to mix with this color and create that new shade. It's got a nice little click when it closes. Right? You hear that? I like that click. And the front flip is snappy. It is fun. All right, let's zoom in here. Get some measurements on this Aggressor. Not a large knife, 7 1/4, maybe just a little bit longer than 7 1/4 total length. Looking at about a 3-inch blade to get to that, right to that tip right there. If you were to count it to there, they could maybe call it a 3 1/4. And the cutting surface is 3 1/8, but it's got a little curve on the belly there up on the face. And handle could be anywhere from 4 up to almost 4 1/2, probably 4 3/8 right there. Nice size, kind of a smaller profile of a knife. What do we got here? Standard kind of 11 hundredths of an inch on the blade thickness, and probably about a, ooh, that's a little wide for the handle. A little more than a 1/2 inch, 0.58. Ooh, it's got some good action. Kizer. Oops, that front flipper is a little tougher to get to. That is the thing. If you struggle with front flippers, I'll be honest, you might have a little more issues with this one than you'll have with a couple others that they have. I compare everything with the CJRB Pyrites. It's a pretty standard, close to full-size knife. It's common that I think is fantastic EDC, so I always use it as a good comparison. So many different varieties of the Pyrite. Check it out if you don't have one. Handle, I would say, is exactly the same size. And then if you go cutting surface, fairly close. The Kizer's got a little bit bigger belly. And the blades are almost the same length. It's pretty much the same size as the Pyrite. So there's, got that going for you. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. The main Kizer I just got recently, I got this Genie. It does have the fuller so you can do the flick outs. It's got that real nice drop shut, but it also has the front flipper action. But this one here, you can use the index finger to front flip it out, and then it's a lot snappier of a flipper. If we take a look, this is why. It's usually the angle, so straight level with where the pivot is, and the higher up that angle the tip is, the easier that front flip will go. This one here doesn't quite stick out. It protrudes significantly more on the Genie, which makes it almost like a flawless, really easy thumb flip over, versus this one here. Just got a little bit more requirements to get in there. Size-wise, the Genie is thinner, but a little bit longer. Kind of even them up. The blade and the handle are both just slightly longer on the Genie. But as far as a similar kind of a knife, it's got that pretty good drop shut and the front flipper action. Another one, front flipper, would be the Hiccup. It's also a button lock, and you have the other options of deployment. But it does have another front flipping style, more rounded, but it does flip out pretty easy. And it's also got another type of a micarta that Kizer offers. It's got a little bit more of a stained, washed surface, but the Hiccup is about the same size as well. So these knives are similar in that family size. We've got the Bugatti. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit. It's got that standard micarta and the 154 cm like the others, and this great drop shut action. And again, about the same size. Pretty similar. I dig it. What color should we do for the die for this, or should we just leave it like this? Comment below. What should we do with this new Kizer Aggressor? What do we think about it? What do we think about just that front flipper only deployment? It works pretty good. I would almost say it's got a nice thin profile, but they could have made that a little bit taller right there and still kind of kept it in this area, kind of the way they did with this one, where they just made it go up a little bit further, but it's kind of sailing along that line of the blade. You know what I'm saying? But then you would be able to just get a little bit snappier. Actually, it's not bad. If you're a good front flipper, I don't want to complain. This knife is fun, but you get a couple of those once in a while where you just don't quite get a hold of it, and it doesn't give you that crisp snap. It feels so good. But I tell you, Kizer's been crazy with the sales. It's cool to be kind of affiliated with them, since it's one of those companies that I enjoy. I've got about 21 of them now, and I'm going to continue to get some more pretty soon, so watch out for those unboxings. If you'd like to watch my Kizer collection video I just did, you can check it out right up there. If you're interested in getting one for yourself, feel free to use that link. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.